Every time I put on the Notre Dame jersey, I recognize my blessing. Being a black girl from Detroit, raised by a single mother, who was raised by high school dropouts, who themselves were raised by sharecroppers with third-grade educations, I feel I'm not supposed to be here. But I am here.
The ash is real in these mean Southfield streets.
This is my mom.
Whew.
She's showing off the family accomplishments, but skips over her own.
We have Indi from
She got her degree when I graduated high school, but she says she furthered her education only as a stepping stone for me to get mine. So what did your parents teach you when you were growing up?
Get an education. That was my overall lesson.
And did you think that was possible when you were growing up?
Absolutely. I knew it was possible to get an education. I just didn't know how you paid for an education. My focus was go to work and provide for my child. Period. I wanted an education because I wanted my daughter to know it was still possible. No matter what challenges you're faced with, it's still possible to better yourself.
So when your daughter was going to Notre Dame, an all-white university, what was going through your mind?
First of all, it's not an all-white university. It's majority white university. And this is what I've always told my daughter. No matter what, we're always going to be the minority. It's just something you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. I didn't want her to have the same prejudices that I have based on my experiences. So I tried to kind of force her out there. No. It is what it is. Red cup break, it is the holiday. Let's see, what am I? I'm like a triple minority, I suppose. So I'm a black gay woman. I'm also a single mother, so that might be 4.
Now you have a wife and a biological daughter.
How do I have a wife and a biological daughter? Wow. So my daughter was born in 1995. And I guess I would say I came out in 96. So that's how I have a daughter. You know, I just wanted to have her to have a perfect life. And I knew that would be difficult by me making the decision to be happy and be a parent, I guess. Everything you do affects your kid. Gay, straight, you know, black, white, everything. Every decision you make as a parent, everything that you decide to buy, it affects your kids. It does. So I don't know if it negatively affected her. Shit, she graduated from Notre Dame, so it couldn't be too bad. You know, she's not out here killing people. She's a good kid. I raised a good kid. We had a flat coming home from a camping trip.
What do people say when they
See us
hear you
camping?
go camping? Yeah.
Black people don't camp. That's usually the first thing we get. So we don't camp. The second thing is we get a lot of attention because it's 2 females doing the setup. Females. I know that's like y'all say we're not supposed to say female anymore. But
Do you ever wish you had a man around to do it?
never. Never. The only thing that a man can do around here is kill spiders. Kid.
So did you get married before gay marriage was legal?
It was marriage equality was maybe a year before we got married, the law passed.
So was marriage ever even a thought for you?
From day one, from the first moment I laid eyes on her.
How did that feel knowing it was illegal?
Girl, I'm black. I don't care about the law. I am so joking. We don't really push gay rights or anything like that because when you experience discrimination on the level that the African Americans have, you know, gay is the last thing a person discriminates on me against.
I think it's the third one in there.
Hey, Grandpa,
Well, Josephine,
why are you here?
I am here to pick this up.
But, Granddad, why are you touching a camper? Haven't you heard that black people don't camp?
I am 6% white.
Where?
1/6 white.
How are you sure?
Or 1/16 white or something. Just like all white ain't white. All black ain't black. If I still stay in America long enough, another 250 years, we all gonna be the same color. We're gonna look like American Indians.
He's joking.
That's why
This is my granddad. He chose to drop out of high school to help his single mother provide for him and his little brother.
Oh my goodness. I went to school in a one-room schoolhouse. What my guiding counselor told me at school, when I went in the office, I never forget. Lord knows I'm glad I don't run back up on that man. I choked the daylight out of him. When he told me black people wasn't going to be nothing but porters on train, don't even seek an education. That's why I instilled in my children. That's why I told y'all, get an education. That's the only way you can defeat them. I come from a very, very, very segregated area. The last time I seen my father, the Ku Klux Klan had him. We was under the impression that we'd never see him again, that they was going to kill him. But they brought him back home after they took him somewhere in the woods. I was very young the last time I seen him. They took him somewhere in the woods. And when they brought him back home, they told him that he needed to be out of town before sunset. And that's the last time physically I ever seen my father. Last time I ever spoke to him. And next thing I know, he died out in California somewhere. So anyway, let's get off that subject.
Wait, what did your mom used to tell you? Did she used to tell you how to avoid them, or how does she deal with something like that?
We always trained not to look at white women, not to walk on the same side of the road with whites. We always trained that way because our parents did it, and automatically we fell into position. Not to say certain things, how to approach them. We was trained to do that. You know, the same way I tell you, life is not going to be a rose garden. There's too much hatred in the world, and it's not getting any better. No, it's going to get worse. It's going to get extremely worse. And you're starting to see it now. Whenever you can march down in a place like Charlottesville and do the things you do and go back home and people act like it's okay. So, what do? I pray that nobody treat me like I'm less than, because I don't know how to react to it any longer.
Yeah, we got. It's a lot of racist people. My one neighbor, he's crippled, and he rolled out his chair out there, and he shook his confetti flag, and he was trying to put it up. Because I'm a Christian, I went to help him put the flag up. Because he help you put
my
your
Christianity
nigga.
ends at the Confederate flag, baby. That's where it stops.
My ignorant ass went right over there. Where you wanted that, baby?
The
Yep.
racist flag.
Yep, and then I went right in my house and got my shotgun and walked it to the car. Why I was walking that gun to the car, I don't know. But you wanted me to see your flags, I wanted you to see my gun.
I know that's
That's what I don't like. All the racist people post Confederate flags, so it make it racist. Even if you don't know the meaning of the Confederate flag. Right. So, fucking neo-Nazis.
They know what the fuck that flag mean. They be doing that shit on purpose. I don't give them passes. Y'all know what it is. So they can say it's a battle flag and all that bullshit they want to. They know what it is.
But they say it's Southern pride.
Yeah, Southern pride and hanging our black ass out of trees. We haven't got our restitution. We haven't gotten our apology about slavery. That shit still affects us to this day, and the Congress still hasn't apologized about it. My grandmother worked on a plantation until she died.
What the hell is plantation?
Yeah, folks didn't even think they were around. I was born in 1974. My grandmother died in the 90s.
You better work it.
Yeah.
I better know it, baby.
So they're still working plantations down in the South.
What's this? I got no plantation.
They pay people, but I don't know if I wouldn't even apply for that shit.
My senior year at the University of Notre Dame, I broke the indoor shot put school record with a throw of 16.23 meters. My freshman year, I got called a hood rat by a white man at my first ever college party.
So, I don't know how many years my grandmother worked for this bitch. But at her funeral, the lady from the plantation came up and talked about how great of a servant my grandmother was. What? And my mother would have a conversation with us on the ride there about how we couldn't do what we did up north, down south. How you couldn't say yes. You had to say yes, ma'am. How you couldn't say no. How you had to say no, sir. The first house my grandparents lived in, can't nobody tell me that motherfucker wasn't some slaves lived in that bitch. Can't nobody tell me that wasn't fucking slave quarters. And it's still people living like that. That mentality is so ingrained and it is so hard to break. And nobody gives a fuck. We got real motherfucking people that hate us. Motherfucker don't want to hire you black. Motherfucker don't want to hire you because you gay. They don't even want to help a motherfucker. I hate discrimination on any level.
This is the first time I'm hearing you tell me this. Wow.
First time I'm hearing it. Because I don't want you to have, you can't have the hate that I have in my heart. I can't let you carry that on. I can't. You gotta break the cycle. You gotta break it.
You gotta break the cycle. You gotta break it.